He was the Prince Charming who crashed his brand new car into an oak tree and inspired a cautionary rock anthem about the smell of death. But Gary Rossington's true miracle is that he survived that crash, a plane crash that killed his friends, and over 40 years of heart problems to become the last man standing of the original Lynyrd Skynyrd. The lyrics, "Now they call you Prince Charming, can't speak a word when you're full of lewds," were a direct, sarcastic attack on Gary Rossington. In 1976, Gary bought a brand new Ford Torino, got high on drugs and alcohol, and drove it straight into an oak tree, knocking down a telephone pole. The band was forced to cancel tour dates. Ronnie Van Zant was so furious that he wrote That Smell not as a cool rock song, but as a public shaming of Gary, predicting that if he didn't stop, the smell of death would surround him. The iconic slide guitar intro on Freebird has a secret. It was played with a tool from a toolbox. During the recording, the action, string height, on Gary's Gibson SG was too low, and the glass slide kept hitting the metal frets, making a buzzing noise. He didn't have time to set up the guitar properly, so he took a screwdriver and jammed it under the strings at the nut, the top of the neck. This raised the strings high enough to play the slide part cleanly. Gary was one of the 20 survivors of the devastating 1977 plane crash that killed lead singer Ronnie Van Zant. However, his injuries were horrific. He broke both of his arms, both of his legs, his wrists, his ankles, and his pelvis. He had to learn to play guitar again with steel rods surgically implanted in his right arm and leg. He famously played for years with metal in his body, which caused him constant pain in cold weather. In rock and roll, inter-band relationships can be messy, but Gary's was a success story. In 1982, he married Dale Krantz, who was one of the backup singers, the Honkettes, for Lynyrd Skynyrd. They remained married for over 40 years until his death in 2023. They even formed their own band together in the 80s called the Rossington-Collins Band, where Dale took over lead vocals. Gary's favorite guitar, a 1959 Gibson Les Paul, was named Bernice after his mother. The story of how he got it is legendary. He was at a girl's house and her boyfriend showed up. The boyfriend decided to leave the girl and move out of town, but he couldn't fit his guitar in his car. He told Gary, "Give me a couple $100 and you can have it." Gary bought the guitar, which became one of the most famous instruments in rock history. For a band known for tragedy, Gary was the anchor.